So there's several challenges when it comes to doing exercise or upping your level of fitness, no matter where you're starting. So before, obviously the mindset of just even thinking about going out to do something such as going for a walk or going for a run, maybe just cycling or any kind of activity. What happens up here, the pain of considering having to go out there and do it can be it can just be a tremendous obstacle. So that's, when you think of pain, it's not just what happens, on the exterior. If something happens to your arm or leg, pain is an experience. And so getting into the exercise, the resistance, even initially, physically, the information coming to your brain is like, this really just sucks. It's not fun. I don't want to do it. I'm going to avoid it. And for the most part, pain is about protection. So if you're getting input from your brain that I've had a previous experience I felt like I was going to throw up. I just don't enjoy it. I've never done it before. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm embarrassed. There's a lot of anxiety component that goes on there. And then if you actually get past that point and you actually get to start doing the activity, it really is something your body's not used to. So your body sends you information and sensations that are very uncomfortable. And even people that are seasoned athletes, there's a resistance. There's that initial part that's just really uncomfortable to go through. And you just have to have the experience to know that it does get better on the other side. So before even trying to entertain the idea of exercise, you have to get past this resistance of initially just considering doing it. And when you start doing it, so during your exercise, you're going to feel these sensations that contribute to this experience that you probably already have this negative connotation about, and it makes you feel as if you don't want to keep going. So if you finally get pushed past that point and you continue to do exercise and you're feeling this uncomfortable feeling, and even when I start an exercise, I really feel like quitting within the first 5 minutes. But when I get through to that part where I'm coasting a little bit, or maybe it is a little bit intense, I'm getting a lot of sensations, it's uncomfortable, maybe my back muscles feel tight, then I go ahead and I interrupt the pattern. I'll do some stretches, make myself feel safe, because pain is all about, feeling, it's trying to protect you. So you need to find a way to feel safe. And so a lot of the emotions and the feelings that you're having during that activity, you have to find a way to calm yourself down, calm your system down, get back into it, pace yourself, and start going through that activity. And what's interesting is that your body has the best pharmacy ever. And I always say, unleash your inner pharmacy, and that's all these chemicals that there's a reason why there's morphine and other things out there, is because we have receptors for these types of things. So we have the ability to feel a little bit better during your exercise. You hear people talking about us getting a second wind. There is some truth to how we feel a little bit better if we can keep doing what we're doing, because that initial resistance kind of gets better through that exercise. So during exercise, you have to kind of be willing to endure some pain, so to speak, the physical sensations of the changes going on. But on the other side, you usually feel better when you're doing that exercise. Now on the flip side, when it comes to after exercise, there is pain, pain is about what you're thinking, the emotions, anxieties, anger, sensations coming from your body. Those all contribute to this experience of pain. And what happens is, if you've never really been doing a workout regimen consistently, what happens afterwards is called delayed onset of muscle soreness, which I'm always surprised that people don't know about this, is that you end up having a lot of sensations. The muscles are not used to doing certain activities, and connective tissues, there's various other things involved, not just your muscles. So if it's not used to an activity, you can have this delayed onset of muscle soreness. And so there's a pain on the other end. And so that's why pacing is so important. If you can do it slowly over time, the pain is not so intense after the fact. So when you have the pain afterwards, the question is, what does that pain mean to you? If that pain means this just stinks and I'm not going to go do it again, and this is what happens every time I work out, you're not going to do it again. So the cycle continues, and that resistance to start again gets even more insurmountable. So how we interpret a lot of athletes or a lot of people that like to exercise is that we consider the soreness afterwards a positive response. it's a response to the challenge that we've put for our bodies to become better acclimated in order to be able to handle that exercise or that stress later. The problem is if you don't use it, you lose it, and so you won't have that to maintain. You have to keep doing it in order to maintain that kind of level of fitness so you don't have that kind of delayed onset of muscle soreness. So my whole point behind this conversation is that there's pain on all aspects of it, before, during, and after. Before, the pain of considering even doing this exercise, or during, actually enduring the physical sensations and changes, even this idea of breathing heavy. And on the other end, when you're finished, the sensations you get, physical sensations, which is part of what creates pain, what you're interpreting that pain and that soreness afterwards will determine whether or not you consider it suffering. So for people that are used to exercise, they don't typically equate the physical sensations as pain or suffering. It might be soreness to them. They don't think of it as a negative thing. So they're able to reinitiate their exercise more consistently and not feel like this is such a chore or it's not worthwhile. So I'm Cady, the Challenge Doctor. I just want to remind you that there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes in our head, our thoughts, our emotions, not just physical sensations, to create this experience of pain. And these are the things that can be the challenges that are part of maintaining a fitness program. So I hope it was helpful. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.